Welcome, seekers of heartbeats and hidden truths, to Lights on Turkish Stars, where we listen to the whispers behind the velvet ropes and translate them into a story you can feel in your chest. Tonight, the curtain lifts on a revelation that has already set timelines buzzing and comment sections ablaze. At the center of it all stands Elçin Sangu, a woman who has long cloaked her private world in tasteful shadows, letting her artistry do the talking. That shield of discretion now gleams differently. Something softened, something opened, something brave stepped forward, and it spoke. Before we dive into the moment that made the air tremble, take a breath with us, become part of our house by subscribing, tapping the bell so you don't miss a heartbeat, and if you want to stand with a channel that respects the soul of a story, press join and stay close. The scene. A gala that could have been a celestial map, with flashes starlit white and murmurs floating like perfume. You know the kind of night, a maze of tuxedos and silk, lenses hungry for a sign, and that electric hush when a famous face appears. Elçin glided into view with that signature composure, the one that says she is both present and protective of what matters. But seasoned eyes noticed a change right away, a glow not from bulbs, a quiet certainty that shimmered from within. When she reached the microphones, there was no rehearsed deflection, no gentle detour. Instead, there was the simplest sentence in the world, turned suddenly into an earthquake. I love him, and I don't want to keep it hidden anymore. The words came plain and warm, tethered to a smile that wasn't performative, and their echo felt like it might reorder the night sky. This was not a slip, not an impulsive aside. This was intention. Those in front of her swore they saw in her face the steadiness of a person who has debated with herself, chosen, and then chosen again. The smile that sat beneath the syllables said, "Yes, I know what this means. Yes, I'm ready." In that instant, the mystique of untouchable celebrity gave way to the gravity of a woman who wants to live out loud. The drawbridge fell, and yet the castle did not crumble. It simply welcomed light inside. And then, as if freeing a thought she had been carrying for months, she let more truth spill. Everything is going well in my life. I'm happy, I'm calm. I love him, and I'm holding on to this feeling. The clarity in those lines was almost scandalous in a world that trains stars to dodge, to deny, to redirect. The startling thing was what she did not do next. She did not name him. She let that silence stand like a velvet rope across a door we could peer through but not cross. And in that hush, the theories multiplied. Who was she talking about? Was it a flame we all remember, or a bond that grew in secret while the city slept? Dear friends of Lights on Turkish Stars, where do your hearts point? Toward the partner whose name and face have been paired with hers in the public imagination for years, or toward someone no one has guessed yet? Your instincts are often so keen they make even insiders blink. The minutes after the confession were a digital detonation. One side of the fandom threw confetti across the internet, praising her courage to invite the world into her truth. The other side wondered whether this would pull a spotlight so bright that no love could breathe beneath it. Yet no one disputed the shockwave. In one sentence, Elçin changed the rules of engagement. Those close to her say she took her time. That she sat with the question. That she decided happiness doesn't bloom in the shade forever. On set, in everyday errands, her friends describe someone lighter as if she set down a heavy suitcase at last. They talk about a new rhythm in her steps, a laugh that arrives quicker, the kind of focus that comes when you stop policing your own tenderness. And then there was that other fragment, the one that pinged across phones like a code phrase, I love him, and the tail of that sentence hung in the air, intentional, a door left ajar. Fans turned amateur sleuths tried to complete it for her. I'm ready for anything. I don't care about the noise. I will protect this, whatever comes. Body language experts slowed the clip to crumbs, frame by frame, and found no hint of regret. She did not backtrack, did not amend, did not scramble to iron anything flat. She trusted the pause. She let the ellipsis do work for her, knowing we would lean in closer, and we did. Whispers of a new era for Elçin Sangu have begun streaking through the industry. You can feel it. A recalibration where career and heart aren't enemies. There's talk of scripts on her desk that challenge her in ways she's been waiting for, and of a creative energy spurred by personal peace. People in studios and trailers report a difference you can catch even between takes, a brightness, a mischief, a kind of low hum of contentment that feeds good work. She is not abandoning discretion, she is choosing what to reveal, how to say it, and when to let the silence speak for her. The narrative is hers, and her hands are steady on the wheel. Pressure rises, of course. That is the tax of a public life. But those close to her are adamant. There will be no retreat. The choice has been made. No more ducking, no rote denials, no choreography that puts distance where there is none. She wants to be seen loving, living, laughing, and to be asked about it without needing to pretend there's nothing to say. The gossip sphere, so often a place of rumor without reverence, responded with something like admiration. You can feel the shift. The conversation has moved from "is she hiding?" to "she's drawing her own map." Such moves are rare, and when they land, they reverberate. Now all eyes pin themselves to the calendar. What will the next red carpet bring? Will there be a shared step, two silhouettes side by side under a single wave of flash? Or will she continue to release this story like a song in verses, one line at a time in her tempo? Watchers have sharpened their senses. The way she wears a ring, the way she smiles when a certain name floats in the air, the way she avoids or entertains a question, they all become possible clues, pliable and seductive. Yet the most hypnotic mystery remains the man without a name. The public mind keeps looping back to someone. The magnetic partner whose chemistry with her once moved the country, the one whose steadiness balances her fire. A name that feels inevitable when spoken in the same breath as hers, Bari's Arduk. No confirmation. No denial. Only that one more breadcrumb from those who know her well, that someone singular has been part of her world for a long time. For a long time. Those 4 words widen the speculation into a field. Does that mean a private garden tended away from curious eyes, while rumors darted around elsewhere? Does it mean that while the world played guessing games, they protected something tender and let it strengthen without interference? The timeline invites audacious questions, and the answers may live in the glances we've already seen but didn't recognize for what they were. Even the quiet that followed the statement became a form of eloquence. In the unwritten code of celebrity, silence is not emptiness, it is tactic, signal, sometimes even promise. No denial often reads as a confirmation, and withholding details can be its own declaration that there is a plan and a pace. Those who admire her say she is savoring this, choosing to dwell in her feelings without surrendering them to the churn, allowing joy to exist in a measured light rather than a spotlight that burns. This is not capitulation to gossip, it is curation. It is a strategy to keep the heart intact while telling the truth. And there is another layer, the public image she and Baris have built with their audiences, hers vivid, witty, open to laughter, his grounded, generous, quietly intense. Together, they once created a current that people still talk about as if it were a season of weather that returned every year. If he is the one inside her declaration, then all of this feels less like a twist and more like an arc returning to itself. If he is not, then the care with which she is guiding the story becomes even more impressive, defending the right to love without having its borders defined by anyone else's expectations. Meanwhile, the industry hums. Colleagues mention a set energy that crackles in the best way, a collaborative mood, a spirit that spreads when an artist feels safe. It's said she's had meetings about bold projects that ask for every shade of her range, and that her current calm grants her the focus to leap without fear. She has never been only a face, she is a mind, a reader of rooms, a shaper of tone. Now, with the emotional static cleared, you can sense the runway stretching ahead, long and lit. Reactions from fans reflect the breadth of their devotion. Some write paragraphs under clips, blessing her courage, promising patience. Some voice concern, protective and practical, about the media machines that grind when they smell a love story. Yet in every corner, the acknowledgement is the same. She drew a line and stepped over it on her own terms. That counts for something in a world where most people are nudged into disclosure by rumor, pressure, or breach. She did it herself, she did it gently, and she did it without betraying what she keeps sacred. As for what comes next, the city watches. Will there be a dinner in a place too public to be a mistake? Will we see them laughing behind the tinted glass of a car that moves too slowly to shake a tail? Or will the next chapter arrive in the quietest way, a hand in another hand at a friend's low-lit event, where the sparkle is in the look they share and not the chandeliers above them? Those are the possibilities people whisper about. Our role is to observe, to listen, and above all to remember that lives don't exist for our hunger alone. There's an undeniable poetry in this moment. The way she left the name unsaid, the way the absence focuses our attention, the way the ellipsis became a chorus we carry around. It's almost as if she invited everyone to be part of a small experiment in patience and trust. To let love announce itself when it is ready, and not a second before. And perhaps she knows that whatever we think we need now we will value more if it arrives on time, in full, with both hearts prepared. In the end, what she did was simple, which is what makes it radical. She admitted to love. She claimed it in front of the lenses we all pretend don't matter, and in the face of a culture that sometimes treats happiness as a debt to be paid with endless access. She proved you can open the door without leaving it unlocked. You can say I love him without turning the person into content. And you can carry a private life with dignity even when you know how to break the internet with a single sentence. We will be here to follow every nuance, to hear the second sentence when it arrives, to watch for the moment the unnamed man acquires syllables we can all say out loud. Until then, dear friends of Lights on Turkish Stars, tell us, what do you think her next move will be? Will she appear with him under the same arc of light, or will she keep painting this picture slowly, one careful brushstroke at a time? Share your thoughts below. Your voice has always been part of this room. If this story moved you the way it moved us, like the click of a lock opening somewhere inside, don't forget to like and share. And if you want to stay close as the truth finds its way into daylight on her schedule, in her words, press join and stand with us. Thank you for spending your night here with us, where the stars' hearts thrum in time with your own. We'll be waiting for the next ripple, listening for the second half of that beautiful unfinished line.